welcome back to the channel. We've got another Age of Sigmar battle report today, and it's a battle of chaos. We've got Nurgle demons that Michael has kindly brought around versus, of course, my Khorne demons, with a little bit of mortal for both sides in there as well. So I think this is going to be quite a brutal and interesting game. I'm really getting into Age of Sigmar, so hopefully this should be a good, thirsty bloodbath. Let's go and check out the armies. So here we go, folks. This is 1960 points blood host of Khorne, and heading up as the general we have a Wrath of Khorne bloodthirster. He's going to have a demon weapon, and he's also took Lord of War as his command trait. For the 7 units of demons, we've got Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury. He's going to take a Chaos Runeblade, giving him 5 attacks instead of 4. For battle line, we've got 2 units of 10 Bloodletters, each with a banner, Hornblower and champion. We've then got 2 units of 3 Blood Crushers, and of course Skull Taker on Juggernaut there as well. And the final demon unit, rounding off the 7, is a Demon Prince of Khorne, and he is running the axe. Just to make up points and to help buff the army a little bit, we've also got a Blood Secretor and a unit of 5 Blood Warriors. And we've also got a Soul Grinder. So this is a red, tasty army looking for blood.
Cool. So we've got a Glotkin for the leader. So this is the general, who's a Lord of War, and is going to take the Chaos Talisman artifact. And we have 2 squads of 5 Blight Kings, a squad of the Skin Wolves, and a Warp Lightning Cannon. This is the Taliban of Nurgle, so with a Great and Clean one with a Demon Weapon, 2 squads of 10 Plague Bearers, and 2 squads of 3 Nurglings, a Beast of Nurgle, only one of them, and the Herald of Nurgle as well.
And that's exactly 2,000 points.
Exactly 2,000 points.
Right, so here we go, folks. After deployment, the Khorne demons finished setting up first, and what have we got? Well, we've got a unit of Crushers, the Herald Crushers, 2 rows of Bloodletters with the General in the middle, surrounded by the Secretor and the Blood Warriors, the Soul Grinder at the back providing range support, and the Demon Prince and the Bloodthirster on this side. Counteracting with Michael's deployment, we've got Plague Bearers, Blight Kings behind. We've got the Glotkin there, and Wolves. Skin Wolves, and then we've got more Plague Bearers. The Great and Clean one surrounded by Nurglings. I'm guessing the Nurglings are probably going to try and stay on the objective because it's going to be really, really hard to kill. Now I finished setting up first, which means I get to choose who goes first. And in the hopes of getting a double turn, Michael, please go first. So here we go, guys. It is Nurgle versus Khorne on this desolate, wasted planet. All the trees are practically dead. There's only a few barks lying around and some very, very tough, rough foliage that is left as the gods of chaos have battled furiously around this one remaining tower. Both forces have battled furiously for days and days, and there is only 2 artifacts left, one here and one over here. And that means that today's mission is a mission of take and hold, where you have to get 5 of your models within 6 inches of the enemy's objective and none of theirs. So this is going to be an absolute bloodbath. We're both going to be running up the centre and charging straight in. Right, so with that, Michael's turn is entirely over. The only thing he's done is in the hero phase, this guy has added +1 attack to all Nurgle units within 14 inches of him, which is probably everything. So then he's handed off over to me, so what I've done is this Bloodthirster is going to use Lord of War to pick this Bloodletter unit to add 1 to their attack, add 1 to their to hit rolls, and they're also going to get to add 1 to their to run move thanks to his command ability as well. Right, so welcome back after movement and running. Basically everything has pushed forward, not its maximum range, because if Michael wins battle round 2, I don't want to receive as many charges, but It's not bad. I'm getting the Portal of Skulls basically further up there, so that next turn he's going to have a wider effect. But the Soul Grinder has also ran. The Soul Grinder is still going to get to shoot his Flame Bombardment, and I'm going to have one shot basically up at the Great Unclean One. So I hit on 4s, 1 attack. I wound on 3s. That is a wound. It's at -2 Ren, Michael.
Alright.
So the Great Unclean One has a 4+ save, reduced to a 6 up thanks to the -2 rend. So does he pass the save? 6+, and that's definitely cocked. Let's roll that. And he does. Not good for me, but very good for Michael. And that is it for Battle Round 1. Super quick. Right, so Battle Round 2, who is going first? I did roll a 6, but we'll say it's cocked. Michael's got a 3, and I've got a 5, so that's Khorne going first, which is just what I needed. Right, so hero phase, movement, and running. First of all, the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster has used his Lord of the Blood Hunt to allow a unit to run and charge, and add 1 to the run and charge rolls, which is this unit of Bloodletters. He's also used his command trait to add +1 to the hit roll, so they now do mortal wounds on a 5, and they have an extra attack each because this guy opened up the Portal of Skulls. He didn't move, which means everybody within 18 inches has +1 attack, which is lovely. So let's move on to shooting. I've got a whole 3 shooting attacks in this entire army. Right, so shooting phase, the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster is going to use his Hellfire Breath up on the Glutkin. It doesn't ignore mortal wounds, so this is just straight up D3 mortal wounds for 2. Alright, next up, next shooting attack, we've got the Blood Flail, the whip from that Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster down at the Glutkin. I hit on 3s, but I can re-roll because that is a monster. Yep. Next up is the Soul Grinder. Again, targeting Glutkin. He gets D6 attacks for the Harvester Cannon for 1. Hit on 4s, wound on 3s, and that's a wound. And that is at -1 Ren, Michael, just for 1 damage. So down to 5 up save. And he fails it, so that's just 1 damage. And next up is the Flame Bombardment, just the 1 attack. And I miss. Lovely. Right, so charges. We've got a whole host of charges to potentially try and make. So, Demon Prince is going to get 4. It's probably going to be out. The big Bloodthirster, 4. He's probably going to be out. The Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster, 7, can probably make that in. Right, so the Bloodthirster's gone after Glutkin. The Demon Prince, 4 inches, can actually get him to the Herald. Next up though, we've got these guys adding 1 to their charge roll. So yeah, they're going to get to go 10. We'll have the unit of Blood Crushers there. 4, probably not going to make it. We'll then go for Skull Taker. 8, we'll measure that one up, and then the guys at the back. 5, probably not going to make it. So not making as many charges as I wanted there. I wanted at least a lot more units than that into combat. Right, so this guy has Slime Trail, which means any enemy unit, any enemy model within an inch, on the roll of a 6 suffers a mortal wound. So Michael, there's 2 within an inch there, so do you kill one of them basically? No, he doesn't. And then this guy has a bit of a defense against charges. So my Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster on a 4+ suffers D3 mortal wounds, was it?
Yep. So
he doesn't take any. That's not too bad for me, but yeah. The Skull Taker, meanwhile, has made it into these. So on the charge, on a 4+, the Plague Bearers suffer D3 mortal wounds. So D3 mortal wounds for 3, and I believe you can take saves against that. So yeah, Michael gets a 5 up against mortal wounds for disgustingly resilient. And he kills 3 Plague Bearers just on the charge. Right, so first up in combat, we've got the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster. He has 6 attacks with his Mighty Axe of Khorne, but he gets +1 thanks to when he was within 18 of the Bloodsecrator, which I believe he still is. So I hit on 3s and I get to re-roll. And I'll re-roll that one for cocked. Yeah. So that is very tasty. I wound on 2s. And that's all of them. At -2 rend, Michael. So yeah, this is going to hurt Michael a lot. That's 7 wounds, and he's only got a 6-up save, thanks to -2 rend. Oh. If it's any consolation, I apologise now. And this is for D3 damage each. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14! He's on 15 wounds. That was so close. Yeah. But now I think you're going to hurt me back. Right, so next up, Michael's swinging back with the Plague Bearers. 2 of them rather, are going against the Herald. 4 and the Champion are going against the Bloodletters. So the 6 attacks against the Champion, hitting on 4s. 1 hit, wounding on 3s. No rend, 5 up, which I made. And then 2 attacks against the Herald. 3s, not a single one. Right, onto the Bloodletters next. Right, so we're just remembering there that in the hero phase, Michael did get his command ability off, which is +1 attack on all of his guys. So an extra 5 attacks from the Plague Bearers on the Bloodletters. That's better.
Yep.
And then wounding on 3s for 2 wounds, 2 5-ups. And I make it. But then you've got the extra 2 attacks from them against the Skull Crusher. And right, so next up I've got 6 attacks from 3 Bloodletters on this beast of Nurgle, and I'm hitting on 3s thanks to +1, mortal wounds on 5s, and then a reroll 1s thanks to the Bloodletter's ability for being within 8 inches of a hero. So there's 2 mortal wounds, 2 hits, and then I reroll the 1 for an extra mortal wound. So that's 3 mortal wounds on the beast, and then a wound on 3s. So 3 mortal wounds and 1 at -1. Right, so Michael can't block the mortal wounds, but then he's down to a 6-up save on the beast thanks to the -1 rend. No, so that's 4 wounds through on the beast already. And then we've still got the rest of these Bloodletters to go against the Plague Bearers. Right, so the rest of the Bloodletters with the Champion, that means 15 attacks. That's 7 guys with +1 attack, and then the Champion with 3. Against the Plague Bearers. So I hit on 3s, mortal wounds on 5s. That's a lot. And then I reroll 1s thanks to being within 8 inches of the Bloodthirster. Right, so that's 9 mortal wounds and then 1 hit, wounding on 3s. Yeah, so 5-up save against those, Michael. Thanks to Disgustingly Resilient. Saves a few of them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dead. Right, so just going back to Glockin, we did forget that this guy has a demon weapon, and on the roll of a 7 or more would do 1 mortal wound on Glockin, which would kill it. Ah, there we go, that's an 8.
Yep.
Right, so next up the Nurglings are within 3 inches, so they've piled in. They have 5 attacks each base, +1 thanks to the hero fist. That's 18 attacks, hitting and wounding the Bloodletters on 5s. That's 8 hits, wounding on 5s. That's 3. 5 ups. And kills 2. Right, so next up I'm going to swing back with the Demon Prince. I'm going to use my Malefic Talons on the Herald first of all. I normally have 3 attacks, but I've got 4 thanks for when I use the Portal of Skulls. And the Demon Prince of Khorne adds 1 to his to hit roll, so I'm hitting on 3s. Yeah. Wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound, no rend, but it does do 2 damage, so you've got your full save on the Herald.
4+.
Which he makes. And then we've got 4 attacks with the axe, but 5 because of the extra attack. And I'm hitting on 3s, and this is going at the Plague Bearers. So I only hit twice. I'm wounding on 3s, so that's 2. It is -2 rend, so I think that negates your normal save.
Yep.
So it's D3 damage each, and then you would get your ward save against them. So that is 5. So 5 up ward saves. Ooh, 3 die. Right, so Michael is swinging back with the Herald. 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. I think we need to burn your dice or bathe them in holy water or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. My turn then. Right, so might be a bit overkill here, but we've then got the Skullmaster going against the Lone Plague Bearer. So 4 attacks because he wasn't within range of the Portal of Skulls. He hits. Yeah, he definitely hits on 3s. Wounds on 3s. So that's 1 wound at -1 rend. So 6 up save. And then your 5 up ward save. Yeah, and he's gone. Back over to Michael. He's got the Plague Bearers, or he's got the Spawn. Not the Spawn, the Beast. But either way, I've got no more units left. Michael's only got these 2 to go. Right, so next up we've got the Beast down here. D6 attacks for 2. 4s and 3s. 1 hit. Doesn't wound, but then you've got a second attack.
Yep. So 1 attack, 4s and 3s.
Over at the Plague Bearers then, let's get them piled in. Right, so next up, because Skinwolves have a piling move of 6 inches, Michael's actually choosing to go with these guys first. So yeah, only 2 of them are within range, and they've got 4 attacks each.
Yep.
Hitting on
3s.
3s, but a 5 means he can make additional attacks. So there's 1 5, which means he makes 1 additional attack, but then he's got an extra 3 hits. So you just want to re-roll one of them fails for the extra attack?
Yeah.
Which hits. Does that generate an extra 1?
I would say yes, because it doesn't say otherwise.
Go for it. Oh my, and another 1?
Yeah.
There we go, but the 3 still hits. So, right, so wounded on 4s, rend -1. 1, 2, just 2. And rend -1, which means I'm down to a 5 up save on my Demon Prince. Which I pass 1, fail 1. 2 damage each though.
Yep.
Which means the Demon Prince drops to 6 wounds. Yep. So next up is still you again. So you got the Plague Bearers compiling. Right, so these guys are still a +1 attack thanks to the Gotkin's ability, which means 15 attacks between the 7 of them thanks to the champion. Hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 4s.
That's better. 3s to wound. It's 5. No rend.
No rend.
4. And I just take another 4 wounds. Right, so that is finally the end of the combat. However, we do have some battle shocks. All of us are bravery 10, so really it doesn't matter. But if we roll a 1 for our 2 units that need to take it, we can potentially get models back. So my bloodletter's down there on a 1. Nope. So even though I lost 2, the 6 makes me 8, which means I don't take any more damage. Michael's also got a banner down here, so on a roll of a 1 you get D6 models back. Nope, that's a 2. Very, very close. Let's swing over now to Michael's turn. Right, so hero phase. This guy got 3 wounds back thanks to the battalion, as did the Herald down here. So the Herald's back on full wounds. So the Demon Prince did almost nothing. We're now going to cast Plague Wind on this guy. Which unit is your target unit, Michael?
We'll do the...
Right, so Michael is going to elect to cast Plague Wind on this guy, which means you draw a line between them, and every enemy unit under it suffers D3 mortal wounds. So that's the Bloodletters, the Bloodthirster, and the Demon Prince. It also means that this guy will heal D3 mortal wounds as well. It is casting value 7, but this guy can stop it, and he adds 2 to the dice roll. So Michael, 7, fails. Oh, right. Movement phase. These guys, we've moved them around already, but we just backtracked there to cast the spell, as it wouldn't have made a difference. And I think that's all the movement that Michael's going to be doing, but let's have a quick look and see what he's going to shoot at. Right, so next up is the Bile attack from this Great Unclean One at the Bloodletters. It's D6 attacks for 5, hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s. So hopefully Michael can kill a few of these Bloodletters. Oh, you really need some new dice, mate.
I really do.
So yeah, wounding on 2s, rolling the 1. Oh, called it nearly. It is -2 rend, but it is only 1 damage each. So we'll just kill off the one guy there. Right, so next up is this crazy gun that I didn't realise what it did. So, what we're going to do is Michael's going to pick a unit and rolls a dice. He then rolls 6 more dice, noting the result of the single one, and has to beat the single dice roll, and causes mortal wounds.
Yes.
If he beats it. You have to beat it though.
I have to, no.
Equal to.
Equal or beat it.
Right. So who are you picking?
It's going to be the Bloodthirster.
The Wrath of Khorne.
Yeah, the one sitting right there in front of me.
So roll a dice.
Oh yeah.
2, that's not bad.
No.
So then you roll 6 dice. So basically, any 2s or more cause a mortal wound on my Bloodthirster. 6 mortal wounds.
Yep.
Which I can do nothing about, which drops him down to 8 wounds. Right, and with that concludes shooting. We're now going on to charges. So, Blight Kings, I want to say they're called?
Yes.
Right, so which one's charging first?
So we'll do front group, the wooden-based ones.
Yep. How far can they charge? 6 inches probably gets them to the Bloodthirster.
Yep.
Is this guy charging?
Yep.
Right, so the Blight Kings have made the charge against the Bloodthirster. The Great Unclean One is going to potentially split his attacks between these two, and the Nurglings are going for this guy. So these guys are going to pile in first. Michael's decided he wants to go for the Bloodthirster to see if he can take that down first. So they're going to spread out, which means all 5 of them now get to attack. Right, so Blight Kings up first. That's 3 attacks each, hitting on 3s, but any 6s do d6 extra hits. Wow, and I thought I was good in combat. So 1 6, so keep that one to the side, hitting on 3s. Right, so 8 hits with an extra d6 thanks to Michael rolling the 6. For an extra 5 hits, that's very tasty. So to wound, so that's just from the 5, then you've got the other ones that hit to wound as well.
Yep.
Right, so 8 hits plus the 5 from the d6 means 13 to wound rolls Michael gets to make. Wound on 3s?
Wooden on 3s.
Any rend on this?
Nope.
Well, I suppose at least I get me save. That's a fair amount. So that's 8 wounds on the Bloodthirster, 4 save. That is really not very good. I'm down to 3 wounds. Yeah, that's not good for me at all. Right, so next I'm going with the Bloodletters. All of my abilities are still in check, so they're still at the +1 to hit. They've still got the extra attack, and they can reroll 1s because the Bloodthirster is alive, as is Skulltaker. So the 3 that are here get 7 attacks because that's the champion against the Great Unclean One. Hitting on 3s, that's 2 mortal wounds, 1 miss, and then 4 rerolls for an extra mortal wound. So I believe he's going mortal wound saver.
Yep, 5 up.
And he saves 1 of them, so he's dropped a single wound. Meanwhile, the rest of the Bloodletters down here, that's going to be 8 attacks going at the Beast of Nurgle. So I'm still hitting on 3s, mortal wounds on 5s and 6s. So that's 2 mortal wounds, 1 hit, and then I reroll the 1s for an extra mortal wound and 2 more hits. Wound on 3s. That's 1 rend, 1 wound at -1 rend. So does he have the invulnerable save?
Nope. So
he takes 3 wounds instantly.
Yep.
And then 1
save
at -1 rend, which does another 1. So he's on 1 wound, which you're probably going to heal again.
Yeah.
Right, back over to Michael. Right, so I made a bit of a mistake. I should have swung the Demon Prince because now he's going down to the Wolves. That's what, 15 attacks?
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s, but 5s do additional attacks.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3. So Michael gets to make an additional 3.
So, and
so the extra 3 gets to make 1 more. Gets to make 1 more. No, so it still hits though. So yeah, that's a lot of hits. So to wound, what do you wound on?
It is with a wound on 4s.
Okay. That's a lot of attacks. So that's 7 wounds at rend -1. So I've got to make 7 5-ups because they're 2 damage each. Nearly. I made 4. So the Demon Prince is now slain. Right, next up my turn. I'm going with the Bloodthirster against the Blightkins. I've got 7 attacks because I'm still at the +1. I hit on 3s. So I wound now on 4s. That's 1 wound, -2 rend. What's their armor save normally?
Surrounding 6.
A 6-up armor save, and if this gets through, it does D3 damage because I'm at -2 rend.
Yeah, it gets through.
D3 damage for 1, and then do they have their ward save?
Nope.
So just 1 wound.
Yep.
That's not what I wanted. Right, next up, these Nurglings are going against the Bloodletters. That's 15 attacks. 5s and 5s though, wasn't it?
Yes.
So, yeah. With only a 5-up save, Mike is probably going to do some damage here. I said probably, pending his dice rolling. 3 hits? 4? 4 hits.
We're getting better.
And then 5s to wound. 2 wounds. You kill 1. So we'll take that one. Back to me. I'm going to go with Skull Taker next. Right, so Skullmaster is going to swing against the Great Unclean One. So I've got 4 attacks. I hit on 3s. I wound on 3s. So that's 2 wounds at -1 rend.
So that'll be 6s.
-1 rend, so it would only be 5s, but that's still 1 go through, but then you've got your ward save.
Yep.
So no, so he suffers 1 more wound. How many is he on now?
He would be on 7.
Not bad. I've now got the Steed to attack, so 3 attacks. Looking for 3s and 3s. So that's 1 more, no rend. So you then got your 4-up, 5-up. Yep, makes it. But at least he's starting to get whittled down, but then he's just probably going to heal it.
Yeah.
And I believe that is all of my attacks. So basically we've still got that unit of Nurglings, we've still got the Beast, and these Plague Bearers here as well.
And Great and Clean One hasn't attacked yet.
Oh god.
Yep, he hasn't had his spread.
Right, so jumping back, we've got the Demon Weapon on the Bloodthirster against the Blight Kings. And that is a 6, which means I don't do any more damage, but I don't take any wounds either, thankfully. Right, so we're just going to work out the rest of Michael's attacks. These Nurglings going against Skull Master, not Taker. 15, 5s and 5s. 3, 4, 5.
We're getting better.
One of the green ones as well. It's 5. Wounding on 5s. That's 2 wounds. And I've got 4 up on him. So pass 1, fail 1, which means he's now down to 5 wounds. So Great Unclean One is going to use the Plague Flail against the Bloodletters. 3 attacks. Hitting on
3s.
2 hits. Wounding on
3s.
and the rend.
It's -1 rend.
For how much damage?
2.
So that kills 4. And I'm going to take them ones so that he can't attack. Yeah. So that's actually made me lose 6 this turn, so I could potentially fail my battle shock. Right, so next up we've got the massive bile sword from this guy.
3 attacks.
3 attacks. 3s and 3s, is it?
4s and 3s.
4s and 3s. 1 hit.
Nothing.
Unlucky, but Demon Weapon against the Bloodletters. That's a 7, which means 1 more mortal wound. I'm going to take my champion and leave that guy, because if I roll a 1 for my battle shock, then I can get them back. Right, next up then, I think the only other unit left to attack is the Plague Bearers. Right, so 5 Plague Bearers have made it in. I think it's 4s and 3s for these.
Yeah, 4s and 3s.
So 5 attacks hitting on 4s. 3 hits, 3s to wound. 3 wounds, no rend.
No rend.
4 up. He's dead. And the Bloodthirster goes down. Right, and that marks the end of Nurgle battle round. However, battle shock tests, there's only this guy needs to take on the roll of a 1. He's going to go down. I lost 6, which drops me to 4. So if I roll a 4, I'm dead. If I roll a 1, I get models back. I don't have to take this because of the hero ability thanks to the blood secreted through there, but it's 1 model. Do I do it? 50% chance he'll die. 2, so he stays where he is by himself. Right, so my hero fears D3 units get to pile in an attack, and unfortunately I lost me 2 heavy hitters. So D3 out of those 2. Of course it's 1, so it will be, of course, Skullmaster. Hits the Great Unclean One on 3s. 2 mortal wounds, and then doesn't wound, so just 2 mortal wounds.
2 5-ups.
So he does 1 more mortal wound. Michael rolling a 6 and a 2 there. That's not bad. At least we're chipping away, but we need to bring him down and fast. Right. So hero and movement phase. Basically, he's used Portal of Skulls again, which means all of these guys get +1 attack, which is very, very useful. He hasn't moved though. He's going to stay where he is and potentially charge slap bang into the centre against the Plague Bearers, because it's going to be very useful if I can get a lot of these things off. Michael's got a lot of units very, very close together. So basically, they're looking to charge in and potentially do mortal wounds on all of these. They're looking to charge in and do mortal wounds on all of these. He's looking to charge in and do mortal wounds on all of these. And they're looking to charge in and do mortal wounds on these. So, yeah, lots and lots of close combat goodness to be had. Right, so Soul Grinder is going to be shooting with the Harvester Cannon. I get D6 attacks. I'm going to be shooting, of course, the Great Unclean One. I get 2 attacks. I hit on 4s. That's 1 hit. I wound on 3s. For -1 rend. So that's a 5-up save.
Yep.
Followed by a 5-up ward save.
Yep.
Which he fails, and it's only 1 wound. So he's down to 5. That's not bad. Next up, though, is the Phlegm Bombardment. 1 shot. Just the 1, hitting on 4s. He hits, wounding on 3s. He wounds, -2 rend, so you've got a 6-up save.
Yep.
Which he fails, and it does 3 damage, so 3 5-up ward saves. So 2 more wounds cut off him. He's down to only 3 wounds. That isn't shabby at all. Meanwhile, I have got a crap ton of charges to now do. So the Bloodletters are charging. 5, they're going to make it in. The Bloodthirster next. 10 inches, he's going to go far. The Blood Crusher's there. 7. The Blood Warriors. 7. And these Blood Crushers here. 8. So basically everything is going to make it in. Right, so everything has made it in. These guys though, everything within 2 inches of them suffers D3 mortal wounds on a 4+. So, Plague Bearers, D3 mortal wounds for 2, and you've got your 2 5-up invulnerables on them.
Yep.
So 1 Plague Bearer dies. Next up we'll have the Blight Kings. Nope. Then we'll have the Beast of Nurgle. Nope. We've then got the Nurglings. Yes, D3 mortal wounds for 2 on one of those bases. And then we've also got the Great Unclean One there as well. No. But these ones also charged. So on a 4+ against the Great Unclean One. Nope. And then the Nurglings. D3 mortal wounds on them. That's definitely cocked. For 2 mortal wounds on them. Not quite as effective as I hoped, but not too shabby. I think, I kind of want to go with the Bloodletters against these first, because they're going to maul the unit otherwise. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so the mortal wounds not doing as much damage as I wanted. I was hoping for a little bit more. So, first off, we're going to go against the Bloodletters. Well, the Bloodletters are going to go against the Wolves, rather. So, I've got 21 attacks, thanks to using my Portal of Skulls. 6s are doing mortal wounds on the hit. I'm not a +1 to hit, though. So, I'm hitting on 4s. That is 4 6s. 4 wounds each or 5?
4.
So that's at least going to kill 1, which isn't bad at all. And then I've still got a fair few hits. These are wounded on 3s at -1. So that's 5 saves. And what's the normal save on these, Michael?
5 up.
So down to a 6 up. 5, 6 up. Oh, sorry, that's 6. 6 up saves. Can I kill a second one?
Let's hope not.
Need at least 3 6s. So that's 5 wounds, which means that I kill the second one and drop the last one to 3 wounds. So next up is the Great Unclean One with the Plague Flail. That's 3s to hit on these Blood Crushers here. That's 2 hits, wounding on 4s because of the amount of damage he's now taken. Nothing. And then you have the Giant Bile Sword.
Yep.
How many attacks do you get for this thanks to being wounded?
2.
2 attacks.
4s and 3s.
Go on, we'll give you both of them. 3s to wound. That's 2 wounds, double 6. And what's the rend?
The rend on that is 2.
2, so I'm on a 6 up save. Which I pass 1, fail 1. How many damage is it?
It is D3.
2 damage, and these are 4 wounds each.
Nice. Also, he has the trait.
Demon Sword?
Yep.
And on the roll of 7, he does D3, just an extra mortal wound, isn't it?
Yep.
So he drops to 1. Not bad. Right, back in my favour. I think, next up, I need to go with the Bloodthirster. Right, so next up, I'm going to use this guy to swing against, you know what? We'll pile in and we're going to go against the Blight Kings. So I have 4 attacks normally, because I'm at full wounds, but I'm at +1 because of the Chaos Rune Blade, I think was the trait. +1 thanks to the Blood Secretor. Now I do only hit on 4s, but I wound on 2s, but if I roll a 6 to wound, all enemy units within 8 inches suffer 3 mortal wounds because I'm undamaged. If I was damaged, it would drop to D3 and in turn 1 mortal wound. So I'm looking for 4s to hit. I
can live with that.
How many?
None. Yeah. So right, with that, back to Michael, and this one Nurgling base is going to try and get lucky and kill this guy on 1 wound here. So, that's 5 attacks, looking for 5s, that's 1. Wounding on 5s.
Nope.
No. And then we've got 2 more to go, but how are you dividing their attacks?
We'll do first one against this guy.
Yep.
So 5s. That's a bit better.
2, yep.
5s again. Nope.
Nothing. And then the last one against the Blood Warriors?
Yes.
So 5s and 5s. Ooh.
Oh.
Is that just the one?
Yep, just the one.
And then 5s to wound.
Nope.
Nothing.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
Right, so next up, I'm going to go down here. These guys, I'm going to use the 2 to go after the Nurglings, and then I'm going to use the champion to go after the spawn. Beast. I always call it a spawn. It looks like a spawn. So I get 3 attacks thanks to the +1 from the champion against the spawn. So I hit once, and I don't even wound. And then I've got the 3 attacks from the steed, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, 2 wounds on the beast. So 2 wounds, 2 saves on him.
Nope.
And he dies. Meanwhile, next up, I've got 4 attacks coming in from these 2 against the Nurglings. In fact, you know what? I'm going to split it. This one is going to pile in against the Great Unclean One, and that one will go against the Nurglings. So 2 attacks on the Nurglings. That's 1 mortal wound on the Nurglings. And then the steed from him, 1 hit, doesn't wound. Then the other guy against the Great Unclean One, doesn't hit, and then the steed, that's 2 hits. 2 wounds on the Great Unclean One. So 2 forps.
Yep.
Which he makes. Not great, but not too bad. Yeah, back over to Michael. Right, so next up, these Nurglings are going against the Blood Crushers. 15 attacks, hitting on 5s. That's a few. It's a few. That's 6, you're getting more. And wounding on 5s. So just the 1.
Just the 1.
4, which I fail, so I'll take 1 wound on him, which means it's now back to me. So down here, 4 attacks on the Great Unclean One with the Blood Crushers. There's 1 mortal wound, which he ignores on a 5+. Nope, so he takes 1 more wound. Down to 2. Now, can the steeds bring him down? 3s and 3s. 2 misses. There's no rend on this, so I've still got to get through both saves. That's 3 saves, so 3, 4, 5 ups. 1 cocked. Saves them all. Right, so next up is the Skin Wolf going against the Bloodletters. 4 attacks. So get to reroll 1, that's 2 hits.
Yep.
Reroll 1. Gets another 1. No, so that's 3. Wounding on 3s, is it?
Yes.
No, go on, you can have that one. So that is 3 wounds. Yep. Rend. So rend is -1. I'm looking for 6s. I pass 1, fail 2, but that's 2 damage each, so it kills 4. Right, so next up I am going to use Skull Taker. He was within the 18 inches when I activated the Portal of Skulls, so I'll get 5 attacks now against the Great Unclean One. 1 hit. 1 wound. -1 rend, so 5 up on the Great Unclean One.
Nope. Yes.
Yes, and then we've got 3 attacks from the steed. 2 hits. 1 wound.
Nope. Nope.
And he's on 1 wound. 1.
Yeah.
Just the 1. Right, so next is these Plague Bearers. That's 15 attacks against the Bloodthirster. Black Kings, yeah. 15 attacks against the Bloodthirster, and I'm guessing he's probably not going to survive this, because they're very, very nasty. Last time they swung against the other Bloodthirster, they didn't survive too long. Or he didn't survive too long, rather. So 15 attacks.
Yep. And... Yep.
Hitting on
3s and 3s to wound.
There's a few misses in there.
Yep.
So that 1/6 causes an extra d6 hits, which is an extra 4. So just chuck them 4 dice in.
Yep.
To wound. So all these wounding on 3s.
Yep.
Ouch. So that's 10 wounds. I've got 10 4+s to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I take 7 wounds, drops him down to 7. That's not good. His effectiveness is now like halved, and he's done nothing yet. So yeah, back over to me, and we're going to go with these Blood Warriors over here. Right, so next up is all them Blood Warriors there. They are subject to the +1 attack against the Nurglings. So that's a lot of attacks. That's 3 each, hitting on 3s. 3 misses, wounding on 4s. That's not very good. That's 6 wounds, and there's no rend on that, so they're going to get their full save. I'm guessing it's a 5.
Nope.
Don't they have an invulnerable?
Nope.
So that's 6 wounds. Which would, yeah, kill the one on 2 and then kill an entire base. Right, so next up is the Plague Bearers. That's 7 attacks, hitting on 4s. Wow. Wounding on 3s. It's 2 wounds.
Yep.
4. Takes another wound. He's down to 6 on the Bloodthirster. This isn't looking right. So, I've got one more to go before the end of combat, and it's that single Bloodletter down there. Can he kill the Great Unclean One? I've got 2 attacks with him because I was within 18 inches of the Secretor. 1 hit. 1 wound. -1 rend. So 5 up, 5 up.
Nope.
Oh, he kills him! Oh my word. The one little Bloodletter sat by himself, slew the Great Unclean One.
Oh, that's a problem.
It is. Also, I need to take my Battle Shock test for him. No, I don't, because he didn't lose any models. I was hoping to get some back, but never mind. That has been a brutal turn for both of us. Michael dropping the Bloodthirster at 6 wounds, him doing no damage, me managing to take out the Great Unclean One. The Blight Kings are proven horrendous. This one wolf alone took out half the squad of Bloodletters. They got incredibly lucky though, I think, with the mortal wounds that they rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Right, battle round 4. Who is going first?
I need this.
I rolled a 4.
4.
4, and again.
Oh. Yeah.
That's me. So D3 units get to fight in the hero phase. 1. Every time it's 1. Right. It's going to be this guy. Right, so me and Michael have just discussed the order, and it does just say in the hero phase. So, of course, at the start of my hero phase, I'm going to use +1 attack thanks to that guy. His 18-inch reach is just reaching all of these guys here, so he seems to be in optimal hitting position. So, this guy normally has 4 attacks, 5 because of the Demon Blade, 6 because of +1. I'm attacking the Blight Kings. Right, so because I've lost 8 wounds, I'm actually 1 attack down, and it does mean that all enemy models suffer D3 mortal wounds rather than the 3 mortal wounds if I roll a 6 to wound. Hitting the Blight Kings on 4s. There we go. Wounding on 2s. No 6s though, you'll be pleased to know. Right, this is where it's horrible though. Because believe it or not, the splash damage isn't the worst bit.
Right.
So what save do they normally have?
4.
Right, take 3 6-up saves.
Yep.
Passes 1.
Yep.
2d6 damage.
Cool.
That's 7.
No.
Do they have that invulnerable save?
They do not.
That's 7 wounds.
Right, okay, here we go. So
the ones on 1 will kill him, and then another 3 wounds each.
yeah.
So that's 2 more. That's horrible, and I didn't even roll a 6 to wound.
Yeah. And that is pretty nasty.
Right, so with those Blight Kings going down, I don't know whether to shoot at them or not. Do I shoot at them? Yeah, let's go for it, because if I can get the Bloodthirster out, then he might be able to do a little bit more damage, but these guys are the problem, because I need more models here. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do then is probably go for these 2. No, yes, I don't know. Right, so shooting, you know what, I'm going to go for these guys here. So I get D6 attacks with the Harvester Cannon. For 6, that's good. That's very good. The Harvester Cannon hits on 4s. That's okay. I wound on 3s. 2 wounds at -1 rend. So they're down to what, 5 up now?
Yep. How many?
2.
2. See.
Makes them both. Phlegm Bombardment next. 1 attack hitting on 4s. Hits. Wounds on 3s. That wounds. It's -2 rend. So I believe they're down to a 6-up save.
Yep.
2 6-ups. 1, sorry. Fails it. They don't have that thing that blocks.
Yep.
Right. This is 3 damage. So kills another one.
Nope. I'll put it on my lady who's got an extra 1, but it puts him down to 1 wound.
Fair enough. And that is shooting. on to charges. So the only guys that can charge is this lone bloodletter, who makes it 7, and he'll come round to there. And then we've got the blood warriors, which will pile in further into that Nurgle, 6 inches. So let's get them in. Right, so down here I don't know which way to go first. Do I swing the bloodthirster to try and do some damage, or do I go with the bloodletters and try and kill this guy? Why? I've got the extra attacks. I think I want to go for him, because if he gets back out, you know, he's got a lot of attacks, he's doing 2 damage. He's going to get through a lot of my force if he gets out, Michael. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to go after him.
I guessed as much.
1, 2 mortal wounds. So he's on 1 wound.
Yep.
I get to reroll 1s because the bloodthirster is just there. All hit though. And all the extra attacks hit. Wounding on 3s. So it's 2 mortal wounds and then 5s at -1. So I'm guessing he's only got a 5 up save normally?
Yep.
Down to a 6 up. You need to pass 5 6 ups for him to stay alive.
Yeah, you can do it. The way my dice rolling's been going today, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Pass 1 and Skin Wolf is cut down.
Number here.
Right, down here, Plague Bearers, 7 attacks, 4s and 3s. 4 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds, 4. Drops 1 more wound. He's down to 5. And guess what? I want to swing back with him.
Of course.
I'm still going to get 5 attacks though, because I get 3 for being wounded. +1 for my demon weapon, not demon weapon, Chaos Blade, and then +1 for the Blood Secretor. And I'm going to swing at the Blight Kings here.
Yep.
So I hit on 4s, that is fantastic. A wound on 2s, I need a 6. There's the 6. So let's work out the Blight Kings first of all. That's -2 rend, so they're on a 6 up save. 3 6 up saves. Passes 2 of them, which means I do 2d6 damage. For 5, you've only got 4 wounds there, so they do go down. But every enemy unit within 8 inches now suffers d3 mortal wounds. Yeah. So, first of all, the Plague Bearers would take 2, so you do get your 5 up for them. Passes 1, fails 1, so 1 of those goes down. This guy would suffer D3. He takes 3, but I'm guessing he's got that ward save as well.
Yeah, we'll have to check that one on him.
No problem, we'll come back to that one. The Nurglings here suffer 1 mortal wound, which will kill that 1 base.
He doesn't.
He doesn't, so he loses 3 mortal wounds.
Yep.
And then we did 1 on the Nurgling base there, so that will kill that Nurgling base.
Yep.
And then we'll have to measure to see if these Blight Kings are within range. I suspect they possibly are. So yeah, that is D3 mortal wounds on these guys as well for 2. So that's going to put 2 wounds on 1 of them. Right, so the Nurglings down here. 1 onto the Bloodletter first of all. So 5s and 5s. 1. Nothing, and then the other Nurgling base is going to go against the Blood Crushers. 5 attacks, 2 hits, 5s to wound, nothing. Back over to me. Right, so down here these guys have +1 attack, so that is going to get me 7 attacks with their Hellblades against the Nurglings. So there's 2 mortal wounds, plus 2 hits. Plus for 1 more wound, rend -1, but you don't have a save.
Nope.
So that's basically 3 wounds.
So kills 1, puts 1, 2.
I think they've got 4 wounds each, haven't they?
I think.
So that drops him to 1 wound. We've then got 9 attacks from the steeds, 3s and 3s. Well, that's good for you.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Yeah. Yep. So back over to Michael. Single Nurgling base there.
Yep.
Blood Warriors or Crushers to kill the 1.
He's going for the Blood Crushers.
To try and kill the 1.
Yeah, we need them gone.
1.
Seems to be the common thing here.
1. And save because you don't have any rend.
Yep.
So he's alive. Next up then I will go with a single Bloodletter against those two Nurglings. 2 attacks. There's the mortal wound. And I believe that's all of your guys.
Yep.
Which means I now get to attack with these guys down here. So let's go for the Blood Warriors. That's 3 attacks each, plus my champion gets 4. The reason I've got 3 is because, again, at the start of the phase, they were within 18 of the Blood Secretor, which is he's hiding right back there. So these guys hit on 3s and wound on 4s. Wounding on 4s. So yeah, that many wounds, that's a bit overkill on the Nurglings, but that does take the Nurglings down. And I believe that is everything. So that base of Nurglings has been cut down at the moment. And it seems for the past 2 turns, Khorne getting very, very lucky with them rolls. The Great Unclean One going down, Glock King going down in battle round 2, and killing the Skin Wolves over here with the Bloodletters abilities has been crucial to Khorne dominating this planet. Let's see what damage Michael can do in his battle round 4. Right, so no hero phase there for Michael. Unfortunately, the heroes have been cut down. Movement, he's ran the Herald and the cannon this way. The Herald can still charge because he's only moved, but you'd expect this cannon to go for the Bloodthirster. Michael says it's not. It's going here because he's last ditch attempt to try and keep me from getting more models than him within 6 inches of this. So roll your dice for this cannon.
Yep, see how strong the attack is. That's no good.
Nope, so 6 dice.
Yep. Needing 5s.
Needing 5s and 6s to do mortal wounds on these guys. They were the target.
None.
Nothing.
What a waste.
Very, very hit and miss, that gun. I like it when you roll low.
Yeah.
But not so much when you roll high. Right, charge phase. Right, so Michael is going after the Bloodthirster in the combat phase first of all, because if he does 1 more wound, he knocks that damage output down to only a single mortal wound. Blight Kings have also made it in to this charge, but like I say, he's going for the Nurgle Plague Bearers first on the Bloodthirster. So 6 attacks, hitting on 4s, that's only 2.
Yeah.
Wounding on 3s, just 1, that's all he needs, 4+. Nope, and I pass my armor save. Right. I'm going to go for the Bloodthirster on the Plague Bearers because I want to try and do the extra damage to these guys. So I get 5 attacks, 4s. 3 hit. Needing 6s, come on. 2s to wound, but wanting them 6s. No 6s, so that is -2 rend, which it ignores, but it then does 2d6 damage. Yeah. You've only got 5 up save, I believe.
Yes.
So cuts through your save for 9 damage. So you're going to make 9 of your invulnerable saves.
Here we go, I can do this. Of course I can, the way my dice rolling's meant to do.
5+. Yeah. Come on, you can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there you go.
Dead. Dead and gone.
Yeah, but this is where you're now going to get to do the damage because your Blight Kings are going to get the swing next. Right, so Blight Kings next. 15 attacks, any 6s cause d6 extra hits. Wow, 3 6s. So that's 3d6 extra hits. Yep. So that's 11 hits, and thanks to the 3 6s, it's 3d6 extra hits. Oh, that's 12. That's an extra 16 hits. I think I'm going to lose my unit. So yeah, 27 attacks. Do you want a hand with that, Michael?
Yeah. That'd be great.
And there's still some under there as well. 27. Wounding on 3s on the Blood Crushers. Let's work that out. Ouch. That's 13 wounds. 4+, have they got rend?
They do.
-1.
No, sorry, they don't.
No rend. 4+. That is an amazing roll for me. I'm hoping it's just 1 damage each.
It is, yeah.
That's just 4 wounds. That was an incredible roll. So he's going to lose 3, and then the 1 will spill over onto him, so he'll be onto 3. Wow, that's insane. Yeah. Right, so next we'll have those 2 Blood Crushers go. In fact, the wounds will spill to that one because that's not the champion. Right, so down here the Blood Crushers are going next. We'll have to split the attacks though. So, this guy, 2 attacks on the Nurglings. 1 hit. 1 wound. -1 rend, but Nurglings don't have any save. I've then got 3 attacks from the Steed. 2 hits. 2 more wounds. So the Nurgling's actually now down to 1 wound.
Alright.
And then the champion here is going to go against the Blight Kings. So 3 attacks. Doesn't hit. 3 attacks from the Steed. And I hit twice. And I don't wound at all. Back to Michael, so I'm guessing this Nurgling base is going.
Yep, 5 attacks.
1 blood letter.
Oh yeah. Revenge.
1 hit.
Yep.
Yeah, if anything, consistent.
Yeah,
1 wound. 5 up. Kill him!
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, and guess what? That means that he suddenly goes back to full wounds.
Yep.
Which isn't good for me because I was hoping that guy could swing back. Right, and I believe that is the entirety of Battle Round 4. Battle Round 5. Who goes first?
I need this so bad.
D3 units get to pile in an attack. It's going to be that one, but we'll have to see whether or not it's within 18 of the Bloodsecrator. Right, so they are within 18 of the Bloodsecrator, so they're going to pile in an attack. That guy is going to attack the Nurgling base. 1 hit, 1 wound. And then the other champion will go against the Blight Kings. That's 2 mortal wounds and 1 hit. Rend -1, so they've got a 5 up save against that.
Yeah, I'll do this.
Which is safe. So one of them is dropped to a single wound. Right, on with the movement phase. Right, so we've just done the movement phase in Battle Round 5. And basically, I've got 8 units within 6 inches of the objective, despite being 6 inches away from Michael's models. Michael has 8 models there, so by the time I charge, at the end of this round, I would control that objective anyway, even though I don't control that one back there because I ran everything forward. So we're going to call the game there. It was an absolute bloodbath. I think both of us baiting each other in, but I think me getting that double turn on turn 1 and 2, that's what did it, because I was able to make it across the board in a single turn, or you know, in the double turn. I think the Bloodthirster almost, well, he did kill the Gotkin.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
I mean,
that was a big blow straight away.
Yeah, massive blow. And I think obviously if he hadn't killed him, even if he'd left him wounded, it would have been a totally different game. I do like that about Age of Sigmar with the potential for the double rounds.
Yeah.
But obviously if you're on the receiving end of it, it's not so good. The Bloodsecrator, I think, despite sitting back there,
did a lot.
Was probably my MVP.
Yeah.
Because all them extra attacks, I mean, you know, you give them the extra attacks to take out the Skin Wolves, and even the extra attacks from these guys here, and, you know, even the Bloodthirsters. If it wasn't for that, you know, I'd have been dishing out half the dice. So yeah, it's been a very brutal game, and I think obviously if Michael had maybe getting a double turn, it would have been a totally different game. Michael, it's been an absolute pleasure. You've been round. Your army is fantastically converted and painted up. Thank you very much for bringing them, and hopefully we shall see them again on the channel very soon. Thanks very much for watching, folks, and we'll see you next time.